joined right now by the man with the most extensive collection of hats right now in the mixed martial arts industry, president of the World Series of Fighting. This weekend, he is in a trainer capacity of coaching Martin Kampmann as he gets set for Johny Hendricks. Sefo, probably the busiest man right now in mixed martial arts. Is this almost a bit relaxing that here you just get to be a guy in the corner working with Martin as opposed to all the day-to-day grind of running your promotion now?
Right, absolutely. I love being busy. You know, I've always been that guy that can't sit still and do nothing. And so I enjoy being busy, you know, and being out here obviously is for Martin. I wouldn't miss it for the world. And he's getting a great opportunity to fight Johny Hendricks for that #1 spot to fight for the title. So, you know, my boy's looking great. He had a great camp. And just in the last few nights, when I say that, I mean, like, he's been looking amazing throughout camp. But this past week, I've just been so impressed and so proud of him because he's just flowing and just putting everything together. So, you know, I'm looking forward for a Saturday night win.
Martin had a very respectable record at 185, but then made the decision to come down to 170. Was that a move that the camp kind of advised him towards? And how much did his body kind of acclimate to the new weight? Because he's obviously a number of fights deep now into the welterweight division and potentially one fight away from a title opportunity.
Right, absolutely. I think it was something that he had to experience himself, you know, where he looked at it. I mean, obviously the first cut down to 70 was a little hard, but I mean, last night after training, he was 177.
Oh, that's excellent then. So it's pretty much.
So, and it's been like that for the last few fights, you know, the last 4 or 5 fights. And so, him cutting the weight is not an issue or a problem. And still looking really like again last night when he's supposed to be cutting weight, which he is, but he looked strong as an ox. I mean, like fast, just on point. So yeah, no, I'm really proud and impressed with what. You know, the way he's focused and the way he's trained for this coming up.
He's provided some scary moments for you guys in his last couple of fights. I mean, is that just a style that we become accustomed to as Martin Kampmann as his coach? What kind of do you take from, for instance, the Thiago Alves fight and Jake Ellenberger getting his arm raised at the end, but at the same time giving us a very dramatic fight nonetheless?
Me too.
Absolutely, I can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there are times he's giving me heart attacks. You can't do that anymore, Martin. No, you know, Martin's the type of guy that he'll fight until he gets stopped. You know what I mean? And so there's no worry about how big his heart is. It's just that we got to stay sharp from the get-go, and that's one of the main things that we worked on. Is for him to, from the get-go, he's got to go. He's got to stay sharp. He's got to stay smart. And so, like I said, this past few weeks it's been amazing. You know, like from the get-go, he's out there doing his thing and staying sharp and staying ready. So we're looking for, you know, improved Martin again. You know, so I'm really excited.
Did you get to work a lot with Johnny when he was still at Extreme Couture? And can you really take anything? In mixed martial arts, fighters are evolving at such a fast rate. Can you really take a lot from someone that is a few years removed from training with Martin?
No, not really, because, yeah, like you say, you know, I didn't really work with Johnny at all. But that being said, you know, I've seen him work, sparring and what have you with the team. And Johnny is a great fighter. You know, he's proven that time and time again, but so has Martin. Again, like when you touch on the issue that the game evolves, absolutely. In 3 years, Johnny's striking has improved. In 3 years, Martin Kampmann's wrestling has improved. His submission game has improved. So, absolutely, you know, they're both evolving, and I think it makes for a great fight.
We're just a few weeks removed from the very first World Series of Fighting event. How happy were you with the first effort out? I'm sure as someone that's a perfectionist, you have watched the broadcast. I'm sure you have, you know, improvements, but in terms of just an overall first outing, how satisfied were you with the first outing?
Yeah, I was very pleased with our first outing. I couldn't be any happier. We had, you know, I can't thank my team enough, from production to PR to our team in the office. Just everybody involved did an amazing, amazing job. So my hat off, and I thank my whole team at World Series of Fighting. But, and again, you know, come fight night, we had knockouts, we had submissions, we had fights that went the distance, we had controversial decisions. You know, everything became reality that night. And when I mean, at the end of that night, I was laying in my bed thinking about rewinding, you know, the whole night. I couldn't be any happier. You know, we came out and had an amazing start, and so our next goal is obviously to try and better that or match it.
Will January 26th be the next date for World Series of Fighting?
No, I can 100% tell you I don't think January 26th is going to happen. Okay. Because, again, you know, we're in talks with NBC Sports Network right now to finalize what the next date will be, and we'll go from there. But, you know, those negotiations probably is going to take about 10 days or so to finalize, and so.
Do you feel that the second show would be a more concerted commitment by NBC Sports Network? We know the first one was a time buy. First of all, was NBC Sports Network happy with the first broadcast, and is that where kind of you're at right now? What you can tell us?
I can tell you that they definitely want to work together.
Okay, well that's good news.
And second of all, I can tell you that we were supposed to get a broadcast, probably one show the very next day. I think they're doing 13 rebroadcasts already. So that's great for us, and I thank NBC Sports Network, you know, for being there and helping not only our team at World Series of Fighting, but also the sport to grow.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask. Strikeforce is obviously in a very, you know, murky situation right now. It looks like after January 12th they will be gone. Showtime has seemed to indicate that if they want to stay in the MMA business, they're going to be looking for an MMA promotion, and it puts you guys in an interesting spot where you guys might be in the middle of a bidding war of some sort if Showtime is looking for content. I guess it's a good spot to be in, but is that something that is feasible?
Oh, I mean, it definitely is. We have sat down with Showtime already as well, and so without saying too much, you know, obviously these things are in process, and within the next 10 days, we should know 100% where that's going to be.
Is it safe to assume Showtime will be staying in the MMA business?
I don't know, really, to be honest. Like I said, you know.
I have to ask.
I know how tricky you can be.
Oh, I know.
Like I said, you know, in 10 days we should have some answers, and but you know, you never know. You know, speaking of Strikeforce, you know, I feel for my buddy Scott. You know, Scott Coker. I got nothing but love and respect for him. He's a great guy. But you know, some things, you know, sometimes are out of your control, and so I wish him the best, and of course all the fighters of Strikeforce, wherever that may be, or wherever they end up, you know, I wish them the best.
Now, I listed off all your titles right now. We'd be remiss not to ask about the key one, still active fighter, and is there any potential of seeing Ray Sefo in the very near future? Is there any update in terms of you stepping back into a cage or a ring?
Well, matter of fact, I'm fighting at the end of December in Japan. So
this will be on the Glory Dream co-promoted event?
No, this is a different event. It's at IGF event.
Oh, okay. So this is Antonio Inoki's group?
Exactly.
And will this be kickboxing?
It's a kickboxing fight.
Oh. Do you know an opponent as of yet?
It's one of the heavyweights from Japan.
New Year's Eve then. I'm looking forward to this. Well, Ray, thank you very much. We look forward to World Series of Fighting 2, and all the best to Martin Kampmann coming up Saturday night, UFC 154 from the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec. Thank you.